Right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Can you all hear me and see my screen?
Evening, Tom. Yes, I can.
Cool. How are you doing, Wimpy?
Back in yourself.
Excellent, thank you.
Right. Tom, just afterwards, can I just have a word with you with regards to next week's sessions, please?
Sure, no problem, no
Great,
problem.
thanks.
Let me just go out to see who we are still waiting for. There
Tom,
are not. Yes,
Jason and Ivan are doing Vets games today.
Okay, perfect. So those have an apology. Who else are we waiting for? Gain or
Gaino, Zipo,
excuse me.
Ayanda.
I'm just gonna get a glass of water and then we can get started. Okay, apologies for the delay. I see Gano has joined. So we're just waiting for Ayanda, but let us not delay any further. Let's get into tonight's business, which is going through the playing conditions test that I sent you guys last week, Wednesday, I think. And I had sent you the playing conditions a lot earlier, so you should have gone through them. And the purpose of this test is not for you to guess the answers, it's to go and look through the playing conditions to find the answers. And if there are no answers to the questions in the playing conditions, then we can discuss how you should handle it at your tournament. I think first and foremost, I should congratulate all of you for your appointments. And over the last couple of days, there's been some additions to tournaments. So exciting times for Western Province Cricket Umpires Association umpires. I'm just going to read through the list that I've got of our tournament umpires and where they are going. I'll start with USA A. We have Wilhelm Nel, as well as Stacey Lakay and Gaynor Cebola. That is taking place in Cape Town from the 4th to the 8th of December. Then for the boys under 19 Kamajola week, Wilhelm Nel is also going there, and we might possibly have a second representative going. We are awaiting feedback from Lawrence Matrus possibly tomorrow as to whether we've got an extra person going or not. Then girls under 19, which is also happening in Cape Town. We have Stacey, Gaynor, Vilma, and Rensha selected. Well done to all of you. I'm sure you'll do very well. Boys under 16, I hear it is in George, not Otsura. Confirmed by your tournament umpires manager, Brad White. It is Ivan, Brent, and Ayanda. Well done, gents. That should be a good tournament. All the best. Girls under 16 in, is it in Pietermaritzburg?
Pietermaritzburg, yeah.
Thank you, Wilma. That is Jason and Zizipo. And then Mawanda will be going to Pretoria along with Western Province Girls Under 15 for a regional tournament. So all the way from USA A down to Girls Under 15, every tournament is as important as the next. It is an opportunity for you to shine, for you to put your name up in the headlines of Cricket South Africa umpiring circles. And this opportunity is not by chance. You've worked hard to get here. You just need to work a little bit harder these next few weeks so that you excel and do yourself and WPCUA proud at the tournament. So the way I would like this evening to go is for it to be very interactive. I have not gone through the playing conditions, so I will not know all the answers, but I'm sure Abdullah has gone through all the playing conditions and he knows all the answers. I'm going to go through each of the 20 questions and I'm going to nominate a person to answer. And I do this because, and everybody's going to get a chance to answer. And I do this because in your tournament umpire meetings, you perhaps might be picked on by your manager to answer a question. You might even need to present something either to teams or to the rest of the umpiring team that are at the tournament. So you need to be firstly knowledgeable on the content and also confident to speak in front of many people that you don't know, and obviously answer sometimes tricky questions from coaches, captains, parents, fellow umpires, and your umpire's manager. Right, so I'm not picking on anyone. I'm just helping you to prepare when asked questions at your tournament. So, very first question. How many Black African players, if any, must bat in the top 6 of a team? If I'm not mistaken, this playing condition is only applicable to boys tournaments. So I'm not going to ask anyone going to a female tournament. I'm going to ask if he is here. Brent, you are going to boys under 16. How many Black African players must bat in the top 6 of a team? Brent, are you with us?
Tom, I think Brent has issues with his mic. If you can maybe put the answer in the chat box.
Yeah, Brent, you can type your question out, your answer out in the chat box, please. And Abdullah will read it when it's ready. What I'll do is I'll skip over to the next question, and then after question 2 has been answered, then we will come back to Brent's answer in the chat box. Question 2. How many new balls shall be used in a 50-over innings? And I would like let's go with Stacey for girls under 19, please.
Good evening, everyone. So it's only the one new ball for the innings or per innings.
Perfect. And what about USA A, Stacey?
Also only one ball.
Also only one ball. Excellent. Thank you very much. I'm happy that you're going to 2 tournaments. All the best for you.
Thank you.
Have we got an answer in the chat box, Dula, from Brent?
Yes, Tom. A minimum of 2 Black Africans to bat in the top 6. Minimum 2.
100%. Thanks, Brent. Thanks, Dula. Well done. What is the width of the pitch? This is a law question. I'm going to throw it out to Rensha. Good evening, Rensha.
Hi, Tom. How's it going?
Good, thank you.
Good, good. The width of the pitch is 3.05 meters.
3.05 meters is correct, yes. And quite often you see it's about 20 centimeters each side of the return creases, and you'll see that the pitch is actually cut lower than the rest of the square, so it's a definitive mark that you see.
Okay, thank you for that.
Perfect. Another law question, fill in the missing word. I'll throw this one to Vimpy. Either umpire shall call and signal what when the striker attempts to play the ball and no part of his or her person, whether grounded or raised, remains within the pitch. Vimpy?
Should be dead ball, Tom.
Is it only dead ball, Vimpy?
Well, that would depend whether the ball itself has pitched outside the 3.05 meter marking of the pitch. Otherwise, it's just dead ball.
100%. And what would it be then if the ball had also pitched wide of the pitch or outside of the pitch?
It'd be no ball and instantly dead ball as well.
100%.
As soon as you see the batter leaving the pitch out.
Correct. Well done. All the best for USA and Kamajola week. Exciting times.
Thanks, Tom. Yeah.
Right. Let's get into some tournament specific times. Ivan. No, Ivan is not here. Has Ayanda joined us yet? No, it doesn't sound like it. Is Gaino, what are your playing times for girls under 19? Let's go with both the T20s and the 50 over tournaments, please.
Good evening, everybody. So for the 50 over girls under 19, the first session is from 9:15 till 12:25. The interval is from 12:25 till 12:55, which is 30 minutes. And then the second session is from 12:55 until 16:05. And then for the T20s, there's a morning and an afternoon match. So the morning session is from 09:45 until 11:05. The interval is from 11:05 until 11:25. And then the second session of the first morning match is from 11:25 till 12:45. Then the afternoon T20 schedule is the first session is from 14:30 until 15:50. Intervals from 15:50 until 16:10. And then the second session is from 16:10 until 17:30.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Gaino. Like I mentioned, I haven't checked those, so I'm sure they're correct, but anyone can shout if they're not. Now, Vilma, this next question follows on from the times that Gaino has just given us. It's not one of the questions that I asked, but I just thought it's a good idea for all of you to have a number of overs after which you will communicate the over rate. So, for example, in our 50 over cricket, in club cricket here in WPCA, we after every 5 overs, they should have taken 20 minutes. So we inform the captains what the over rate is after every 5 overs. And of course, our over rate in WPCA is 4 minutes per over or 15 overs per hour. So Vilma, my question to you is, what are the over rates required at girls under 19? Are T20 over rates different to 50 over rates? And how often will you inform the captains of the over rate? Apologies to put you on the spot for a new question, but I just came up with that now.
The over rate for 50 over game is 3.8 minutes. So I would do exactly what I do in club cricket and inform the captains every 10 overs for 50 over game. T20, if I'm not, wait, I need to do a calculation first, but I think it's 4 minutes per over. And I would
Okay.
also inform the captains every 4 overs up till over 16. And then I'll also give an update at over 18, just to make sure that they are still in line with their over rate.
That sounds good to me. Can anyone confirm the 4 minutes per over for T20s in girls under 19? If it is 4 minutes and over, then I would, yes, go with an update every 4 overs, which is obviously every 16 minutes. Well done, Vilma. Thinking on your feet. Thank you for the answer.
Tom,
Right.
just to add something.
Yes. Yeah.
If you do see that the team is falling behind on the over rate, please give more regular updates. So if you do see they're falling behind, so instead of let's say after 5 overs, and I had a game a season or 2 ago. So after 5 overs, the Titans were already 9 minutes down, and after 10 overs, they were like 16 minutes down. So the good thing that the PCT did was, it was a televised game, so our TV umpire informed us after 5 overs already they were down, and we relayed that to the captain, and then we relayed it every 5 overs. And yes, they did dispute it after the match, but we had all our proof that for every 5 overs we informed the fielding captain of the over rate, and they had no leg to stand on. So only if they're behind, if they're on par or ahead, and no need to give it every 5 overs. Over, Tom.
Thanks, Tula. Excellent bit of advice there for all of you to use. Next question. I'm going to go to ask Mawande, do you have playing conditions for girls under 15?
No, I don't.
Okay. I will try and get those for you, but I think what you should do, just in case there aren't any, because these regional tournaments aren't very well organized, you should study the girls under 16 playing conditions. They will likely use those if they don't have specific playing conditions for girls under 15. So Mawande, have you read any playing conditions, or can I ask you something related to, for example, protective equipment that covers all the tournaments?
I've read the under 16 and the Kayamajola one, because like I had them before, so I don't know if they changed or what.
Okay, but that's the boys that you read, not the girls under 16, eh?
No, it's both the girls and the boys, because I had the under 16 girls and but I have the boys 1-2.
Oh, I see. So you've got those playing conditions from previous tournaments that you've gone to.
Yes.
Okay. Look, I think it's important for you to read the new girls under 16 playing conditions because they probably would have changed from 2 years ago when you went to girls under 16. Okay.
Okay.
Cool. So what I'm going to do is for each tournament, I'm going to ask what is the latest time a match can start to constitute a game. So Wimpy, for boys under 19, what is the latest time a match can start to constitute a game?
I have it as 14:50, so 10-3. That is with a 30-minute extra time allowed and a minimum lunch of 10 minutes. So you gather another 35 minutes there. And for, should I say USA as well, if it's not, or isn't it necessary?
I'm going to ask somebody else for USA.
Okay, sure.
Just a question there, Wimpy. Are you allowed to reduce the interval in a 50-over match down to 10 minutes?
Tom, yes. That was a debate last season as well. But the playing conditions does state that if the captains and the umpire managers do agree to a 10-minute interval,
Okay.
then that is allowable.
Perfect. Excellent use of the playing conditions to maximize playing time. And you do come to the cut-off of the scheduled close of play plus 30 minutes, yeah?
Yeah, that's correct. On the dot, 5:30.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
Tom, do you mind if I ask Wimpy a question, please?
Go for it, Dula.
Wimpy, can you just give
Yes,
us a
Dula.
breakdown on how you got to your total minutes and how you worked backwards?
Yeah, sure. So the normal cessation time for a 50-over match would be 5 o'clock. With the playing conditions, it states that you do have a 30-minute extra time for ground, weather, and light. So you add that 30 minutes to your 5 o'clock cessation time, which gives you a rescheduled cessation time of 17:30. Then our over rates should be 3.75 minutes per over. That is if you exclude drinks breaks. And for the minimum amount of overs needed to constitute the game is obviously 20 overs in a 50-over game. So then you just multiply the 20 overs by the 3.75 minutes. You round that up to the closest whole number, times that by 2, and you add another 10 minutes for the drink or for the break innings change. So that would give you about 2 hours 40, if my quick math is correct. So 2 hours 40 of complete playing time, so that you can just subtract from the 17:30 rescheduled cessation time.
Awesome, Wimpy.
Yeah, so Wimpy, I did it exactly the same for many years, but there were division amongst the umpires across the world because half did it how you did it, and me included, and then there was another half that went what the playing conditions is, because the playing condition states 4.2 per over. So yes, technically there is no drinks break in a 20-over match. But they went on technically what the playing conditions states. And because there was inconsistency how umpires applied this across the world, the ICC then decided via the almanac to guide us in exactly how to calculate this. And according to the almanac, even if it is a 20 over game and technically there will be no drinks break, we need to follow exactly what the playing condition states, which is 4.2 per over. So you need to take 20 times 4.2, which gives you I'm sorry, in for Kaya Majola, I was now thinking USA. For Kaya Majola, without the drinks break is 3.75, but including the drinks break is 3.9. So you need to take 20 times 3.9.
Okay.
And you'll get to an answer, and times that by 2 and include your 10 minutes drinks break. That total minutes you then work backwards. Same principle will apply to USA, and not to use 4 minutes, but to use 4.2.
Okay, so just to correct my answer then, that would be 14:44 then. It's just an extra 6 minutes, yeah.
Cool. So
Thanks.
you did both,
Yes,
both
Dula.
calculations.
No, I just did the second calculation on the 3.9 just now.
Quickly, okay.
Yeah.
Dula, in the spirit of maximizing play, should Wimpy ask the question of Sean George at the pre-tournament meeting for boys under 19, if they would consider using the method without drinks, because 20 overs you're not going to have a drinks break, or do you think Sean won't want to, will be rigid and stick to ICC Almanac ways?
I think at elite tournament level, and we are busy preparing Wimpy and Co for the next step, and I think he will go with what the almanac says. But there's nothing in asking if to maximize play, they can apply the minutes per over, excluding the drinks break. You can ask Wimpy, no problem.
Okay, thanks, Dula. I also made a note of it for possible discussion. So, so I'll do that, as well as in the playing conditions. Sorry that I'm belaboring the point perhaps now, but in the playing conditions, when we get to the innings, there it states the length of the innings, and it goes into when you need to revise the playing times for interruptions and stuff like that. There they do quote over rate of 14.82 overs per hour, which gives you, like we have in our 50 over playing conditions in WPCA, over rate of 4.2. So that is a quite direct contrast to what is alluded to earlier. So I'll discuss that with Sean at tournament as well.
Okay, so it's possible that they copied and pasted from different playing conditions. That happens quite often. Well spotted, Wimpy. Definitely a good question to ask. Cool. Stacey, do you have a latest start time to constitute a game for USA week, please? And also just tell us which method you have used to get to your answer.
Tom, it is load shedding in Stacey's area, so she has connectivity issues.
Okay. Gaino, are you still with us? Can you give us USA latest starting time to constitute a game?
Hi, Tom. Sorry, I only did the girls under 19, having just found out, and so I focused on girls under 19. Yeah.
No problem. Go with girls under 19 for us.
Okay, so with girls under 19, also there was a debate also going on between myself and Wilma regarding the reducing of the interval. But I went with maximizing time, and I found an area in the playing conditions where it speaks about when the team batting first and there is a interruption or a delay in play, which allows you to reduce your interval to 10 minutes. But like there's sometimes there's contradictions in the playing conditions. So I worked it out on 3.8 times 20 overs, which gave me 76 minutes. So I took 76 minutes times 2 for the 2 innings. That gives me 152 minutes. So 152 minutes plus the 10-minute change of innings, it gives me 162 minutes, which is equal to 2 hours and 42 minutes. Yeah. So I work backwards from 16:05, subtract 2 hours 42, which gives me 13:23, which is the latest time a 50-over match can start in girls under 19. Like I said, between myself and Wilma, I don't know what is correct now in terms of the fixed interval of 30 minutes, and she explained to me in terms of lunches that takes place but I found an insert that spoke about reducing the change of innings. So 13:23 is now on.
Thanks, Wilma. I'm sorry, Kano. I think what would be a good idea is treat each match differently and call your tournament umpire manager when you are in the middle of a long interruption. So if your interruption is longer than an hour, give your manager a call and ask Gerrie as to how many minutes you can reduce the interval to. Yeah, I think that's the safest way, because in CSA playing conditions, it is up to the match referee's discretion as to how much we can reduce the interval in either 50 over or T20 matches.
Yes, Tom, like Wilma orientated me in terms of lunches, and that happens at tournaments. At her previous tournament, they kept it at 30 minutes so that the girls could have their lunch, because sometimes it's been brought in and things. So this could change to basically 13:03 is the latest the match can start, basically.
Tom, I propose there will be a pre-tournament session. Let's say it starts on Monday. I'm sure the Sunday there will be a session with all the umpires. But raise this point with your umpire manager, and then you'll get consistency from day one in terms of how an interruption will be handled going forward. Over, Tom.
Thanks, Dula. Great idea.
Will do, Dula.
Do we have anybody attending girls under 16 to give us what time a match can start to constitute the game? Jason or Zippo? None of them are around here. Neither of them. And is Ayanda with us yet, or still not? Doesn't sound like it. Okay, next question. Let's go to Mawande. How many drinks breaks did you have in girls under 16 back in 2021?
For a 50 over game, it's 1 drinks break, and then for a T20, there's no drinks break.
Okay. If it's only 1 drinks break, when is that drinks break taken?
It's halfway through the innings, which is 25 overs, and it's 10 minutes on field.
Drinks break is 10 minutes on field. Wilma, girls under 19, please talk us through the drinks breaks for that.
Hi, Tom. So for girls under 19, there will be 2 drinks breaks, 65 minutes apart.
In the 50 over
In the
matches.
50 over. No
obviously.
drinks breaks in the T20, yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
Although there is also
Wilma, Wilma, that's incorrect. The playing condition says 65 hours apart.
but
So you
really
need
now,
to adhere to
but
the
really,
playing. You need to adhere to the playing conditions, Wilma. Your first drinks break should be 65 hours later.
oh gosh, yes. Thank you for that. Yeah. But obviously, if it's extreme heat, we can take it at a shorter interval.
Okay, so Mawande, you see that the playing conditions have changed from 2021 to 2023 because the girls under 16 playing conditions are exactly the same as the girls under 19 playing conditions. Am I correct in saying that, Vilma? It's the same document, right?
Yes, it is.
It's
Yes,
the
it
same
is.
document.
Yeah. Okay, so Mawande, you can't use girls under 16 playing conditions from 2021. You need to read the girls under 16 playing conditions for 2023, please. Cool, let's move on. I think drinks are quite straightforward and easy to remember. And we have mentioned overrates in various tournaments, so we will skip question 8.
Sorry, Tom. Ayanda is here. He had his hand up.
Okay. Ayanda, good evening. Welcome. Girls under, sorry, boys under 16.
Yeah.
How many drinks breaks per innings in an uninterrupted match? I think you only have 50 over matches in boys under 16, eh?
That's correct. Yeah, we have one drinks break per session. But in instances where there's extreme heat, then says umpires may permit extra intervals for drinks. But
Okay.
the playing condition doesn't state and how long must the drinks breaks be.
Okay, so that's a good question to ask in your pre-tournament meeting with your tournament umpires manager and all the other tournament umpires. How long should the drinks break be? And where should it be? Is it on the field or off the field? Please write that question down so you remember to ask it the day before the tournament starts. All the best for your tournament. You're going to George for boys under 16.
Yeah, that's correct.
Excellent.
Yes, Tom.
Tom, sorry, just to interrupt.
Okay.
Another good question with regards to drinks will be whether coaches are allowed on the field. I know that was some discussion, a discussion point in previous tournaments as well.
Yeah, very good point, Vimpy. Always a contentious issue. So yes, a very good question to ask in the pre-tournament meeting. Next question I will ask you, Vimpy. I didn't see any penalties for slow overrates in the age group tournaments. It just said penalties will apply, see the code of conduct, but I didn't find anything in the code of conduct on slow overrates.
Me neither, Tom. Yeah.
Okay, so nothing for USA either.
No, I will ask that as well on the pre-tournament meeting, but no on-field action should be taken, and whether you do need to report the captain if he was more than 2 overs behind, I'm also not sure. USA.
For USA,
yes.
there are KM
yes,
no, but USA definitely.
For USA, yeah, definitely. So on field, the same as per our 50 over playing conditions. There's a max of 4 fielders allowed outside the inner circle. For each over started after the scheduled or rescheduled cessation time, and after the match, there's a 1 point forfeiture per over started after the cessation time, and if that bowling team was more than 2 overs behind, you should report the captain.
Perfect. Happy there, Dula?
Yes, Tom, it's exactly as per the provincial playing conditions.
Thanks, Wimpy. Thanks, Dula. Are there any penalties for slow over rates in any other tournaments that anybody has come across? If it's not in any of the documents that I sent to you, please ask in your pre-tournament meeting, because I did see that there are supposed to be penalties. It's just that the penalties are not noted anyway. Okay. Next question. In a 50-over match, if the innings of the team batting first is completed more than 30 minutes prior to the scheduled lunch break, what happens next? Gaino, at USA week, please. Or have you not been through the USA playing conditions yet?
I have not. I can give you for girls under 19.
Yes, please go ahead,
Okay.
girls under 19.
Okay, so the break will occur and the team batting second will commence his innings at the sorry. It's you by question 10.
Yes.
Okay, so this is as per law, like if there is more than 30 minutes before the scheduled time for the interval, then you'll take a 10-minute change of innings, and then you will, from there, you'll play up until the scheduled time of the interval, and then take your interval from there.
Is there nothing specific in the playing conditions relating to this? Because you're saying as per law.
Yes, there's nothing specific. It just says that the break will occur and the team batting second will commence his innings at the interval, and the interval will occur as scheduled. So it's basically just as law
Okay.
describes us. Yeah.
Okay. So it is written in there, and it
is written in there.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you very much. Wimpy, anything in USA for this playing condition?
Yeah, so it was quite interesting. In USA, lunch will be taken immediately, and the second innings will start correspondingly earlier.
And
So
how long is the lunch break for USA?
It's a fixed 30 minutes.
Fixed 30 minutes. Quick turnaround time. I think you will have all your meals at the grounds that the matches are happening at. No traveling required, so 30 minutes should be enough.
Okay, perfect.
Thanks for that, Wimpy. Next question goes to Renchi. Girls under 19. How many minutes of extra time, if any, is allowed in T20 or 50 over matches at your tournament?
Yeah, so there is no extra time for 50 over matches.
Okay.
And in the T20, there is scheduled hours of play shall be extended up to 30 minutes for the T20. So whether it's where the start of play is delayed or if it's suspended. So then you have an extended up to 30 minutes of extra time.
Perfect. I'm gonna put an add-on question. Is there a extra time allocated for a super over in the T20 playing conditions, Renchi?
I am not. Can you just repeat the question, please? Extra time.
Is there extra time allocated for super overs in the T20 playing conditions for girls under 19?
Not that I'm aware of. So I don't know.
Okay. Maybe let me rephrase the question. And I think actually there are these questions coming up. Yes, okay. Those questions are coming up, so we'll get to them later. Thanks, Renchi.
Pleasure.
Right. Quick calculation. The start of a match is delayed due to rain to 11:45. Use the calculation sheets in the playing conditions to calculate how many overs per side the match is reduced to and what the rescheduled playing times are. Ayanda, boys under 16, please. Your 50 over match only starts at 11:45. How many overs per side and what is your rescheduled closing time?
Okay. So what I did,
Mhm.
on my page, the net playing time available is 390 minutes.
Yeah.
So the time the innings were in progress, it's 0 minutes.
Yeah.
So the time lost is 120 minutes. And the available extra time is 30 minutes.
Okay.
And the time made up from the reduced interval is going to be 15 minutes.
Okay.
Then the effective playing time lost is going to be 75 minutes. And then the effective playing time available is going to be 315 minutes because you minus the 390 minus the
Yeah.
75, so you get the 315.
Yeah.
And then you divide what we got, the 315,
Mhm.
by 3.9. Then we
Okay.
get 80.76. Then
Yeah.
you round it up. But no, pardon me, you divide that by 2 for the
Divide by
both
2.
innings.
Yes.
Yeah, you got 40.38.
Yeah.
Then you round it up, the fraction, so you're gonna get 41 overs. So we wanna maximize play.
Yes.
Then the maximum overs per bowler that is gonna bowl now, 4 bowlers are gonna bowl 8 overs and 1 bowler is gonna bowl 9 overs.
Correct.
Yeah. Then the reschedule playing hours for the second in the first inning is gonna commence or recommence by 11:45. Then the
Mhm.
length of innings is gonna be that 41 overs times 3.9, which is gonna give us 160 minutes.
Yeah.
Then the rescheduled first innings cessation time is gonna be 14:25. And the length of the interval is going to be 30 minutes. The second innings is going to commence at you add the 14:25 plus the 30 minutes which you got. So the second innings is going to commence at 14:55.
Mhm.
14:55. Then the rescheduled second innings cessation time is going to be now 5:35 because you're gonna now gonna be playing from that 15:55 plus the 160 minutes gonna give us 5:35. That's my final answer which I've got here.
Sounds good. Ace, tell me
Mm-hmm.
the reduction of the interval.
Yes,
Is
Tom.
your minimum is 30 minutes?
Yes, Tom.
Okay. Excellent. Well done, Ace. That sounds good to me. Abdullah, I don't know if you did the calculation, if you can verify.
No, I didn't do the calc because you can have, in terms of how much time you save when you reduce your interval. It differs from competition to
Yes.
competition. So yeah, but listening to him and looking at the numbers and where he ended,
Yeah.
sounds good. Well done.
I'm also happy with that. Thanks, Ayanda. Thanks, Dula. Right. Mawande, what happens if a girls under 15 match is tied, a T20 match?
In a T20 match, when the match is tied, we'll have a 10 minutes change of innings for super overs. So it's like we go off, and then the team that batted last is the one that is going to bat, and then they select their batters, and they're going to play the super over.
Perfect. Thanks, Mawande. Right. This is what I wanted to know from you, Renchi. What is the maximum number of super overs that can be played at girls under 19?
Oh, okay. Yeah, the maximum is 3 super overs that can determine the winners.
Okay, great. Good to know. Thank you. And Vimpy, what is the maximum number of super overs to be played at USA? Is there super over in USA week?
There is indeed super overs, and it is also a maximum of 3.
Awesome. I'm gonna watch you do 3 super overs,
Yes.
Vimpy. Wouldn't that
Yeah,
be
gonna
something special?
earn my beer that day.
Between Marty's and Tux. That would be
Let's see.
sensational. Let us ask Vilma. Okay, we've already got girls under 19 covered. Coke Week, Vimpy, maximum number of super overs?
Also 3, Tom.
Also 3. Okay, that looks like the new fashion now. All good. Mawande alluded to 10 minutes. Is it 10 minutes for all playing conditions? Stacy, how many minutes does the super over needs to start after the completion of the main match? Is Stacy available, or is she still offline? Sounds like she's offline. So I will ask Gaynor, in girls under 19, how many minutes does the super over need to commence after the end of the main match?
The super over shall commence 10 minutes after the conclusion of the match.
Okay, perfect. So it's probably 10 for all playing conditions.
Seems like it.
Except for USA, Tom, that's 5 minutes.
5 minutes, okay. Yeah, that's 5 minutes for our playing conditions, WPCA as well. For any of you doing semi-finals, please remember it's 5 minutes and not 10 minutes for WPCA playing conditions. Thanks for that, Pimpy. Right. Mawande, can a bowler change his or her mode of delivery for a free hit? So if they were bowling over the wicket when they bowled a no ball, can they bowl round the wicket for the free hit?
A bowler can change his mode of delivery, stated in playing conditions and the ICC almanac.
What does the bowler need to do to before he or she changes the mode of delivery?
He or she must specify to the umpire that he is changing his mode, so that the umpire can inform the batters too.
That's correct. And last follow-on question for a bonus point. What if the bowler does not inform the umpire of the change of mode of delivery and bowls the next ball from the other side of the stumps, what does the umpire do then?
The umpire shall call and signal no ball.
Excellent, Mawande. And of course, another free hit will prevail. Great stuff. Thank you. Question 17. I'm going to ask Renchi. Fill in the missing word, please. If the non-striker is out of his or her ground at any time from the moment the ball comes into play until the instant when the bowler would normally have been expected to do what with the ball, the non-striker is liable to be run out by the bowler attempting to run him out. Oh, okay, that's a bit of an odd finish to the sentence.
So it,
Carry on.
oh, so it's not just my side. Yeah, so it would have been expected to where the bowler would release the ball.
Yeah, either release or deliver the ball. But I think the playing condition has the word release.
In the playing condition, it says states release. Yes.
Perfect.
Thank you.
So we will be dealing with how to adjudicate or handle a man-cat appeal next week, Tuesday. So stay tuned in for that. Another fill in the missing words. I'm going to ask Vilma to help me here. After the fall of a wicket or the retirement of a batter, the incoming batter must, unless time has been called, be ready to receive the ball, Angelo Matthews, or for the other batter to be ready to receive the next ball within how many minutes of the dismissal or retirement of the previous batter?
For girls under 19, 1 minute, 30 seconds.
1 minute, 30 seconds. Is that for both T20 and 50 over matches?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So I imagine they will be sitting in the dugouts for all their matches. Right. Maybe something that you need to mention at the toss, that they need to cross sort of halfway or by the circle as the new batter comes in. 90 seconds. That's going to be interesting to see if there are any timeout appeals. You know, when kids see stuff happen on TV at World Cups, they tend to follow suit. So that's also something else that we're going to deal with next week, Tuesday.
Tom, it's not just kids.
Oh, yes.
Bumpy and I had it in it's adults. Bumpy and I had it in our match on Saturday as well.
Club game, of course.
It's not just kids.
Of course. Yeah, another sneaky way to try and get batters out if you are a desperate fielding team. Right, we have our fast bowling directives. I am quite sure there are no fast bowling directives at USA. So I'm going to ask Gaynor, girls under 19. What is the maximum overs per spell a fast bowler may bowl? Gaynor, you still with us?
Yes, Tom, I am here. Okay, so for girls under 19, actually for under 16 and under 19, it is 6 overs. Actually Godwin explained it to me this weekend that if a fast bowler is bowling 6 overs from one end, then after a spell, 6 overs has to be bowled again from that same end for her to bowl again. Meaning, if you do the maths, it has to be 6 from the other end and 6 from this end. So 12 overs has to pass for her to complete her spell.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, a good idea is when a bowler has completed his or her spell, then you must calculate when they can next bowl and write that new over number down next to their name on the bowling card, so that you don't get caught out when the captain throws the ball to that bowler. You will already have known that they can or can't bowl. In fact, a good idea is to inform the captain once you see that a spell has been completed and the bowler is not bowling the next over from your end. Then you say to the captain, Captain, your bowler can bowl again at over number 23 or whatever the case might be. Okay, Ayanda, what is the maximum overs per spell a fast bowler may bowl at boys under 16, please? Ayanda, are you still with us?
Yes, I'm still with you guys. Under 16 is maximum of 6 overs per spell for a fast ball.
Perfect. Thank you. Tell me, guys, is there a minimum number of spin overs required in the age group tournaments? That's something that they used to have. I'm not sure if they still have it. Anybody can answer that?
Not for girls under 19. They can bowl
Nothing
10
for
on
the
the
boys
trot.
under 16 ones.
Okay. Okay, so they've done away with the spin requirements in tournaments. Cool. Question 20.
Tom, we have Jason Harrison on the call, so I think we can give question 20 to him.
Yeah, Jason, welcome. Hope you enjoyed your Vets game. And well done on your appointment to girls under 16 in Pietermaritzburg. Lots of ground weather and light challenges await you, my friend, in good old Pietermaritzburg for your tournament. Fill in the missing words for question 20. The tournament umpire's manager should ordinarily approve a concussion replacement from the nominated substitutes, and where possible, the replacement should be a what type of player? Please, Jason, fill in the missing words.
Evening, everyone. It should be a like-for-like player.
Like-for-like player. That is correct, yes. I think, if I'm not mistaken, on the team sheets, number 1 to 14, they mention the race of each player, and they also mention the type of player that the player is. So whether it's a top order batter, middle order batter, a spinning all-rounder, or a fast bowling all-rounder, or just a spinner, or just a seam bowler. So there, from the information given on your team sheets, you will be able to see or ensure that the concussion replacement is a like-for-like replacement of the player who is concussed or suspected to be concussed. And if they only have all-rounders available to come on as a concussion replacement, and the all-rounder is replacing a batter, then that all-rounder will only be allowed to bat, will not be allowed to bowl, because they are replacing a batter and not an all-rounder, nor are they replacing a bowler. I hope that makes sense and is clear to everybody. Thanks very much for your interaction, guys. I'm now going to open up the floor for any comments or questions regarding these playing conditions. Jason has told me that this test is lower grade compared to the higher grade test that Godwin gave them at Kamajola Week last year. If you do want a more challenging test, I am trying to get that test from Godwin, and I will forward it to you, Jason. Those who want to also give it a try, let me know. I will forward it to you as well. Hopefully you'll give me the memorandum along with the questions. Also, if you want the most challenging law question paper that I have come across in Cricket South Africa, the 2019 Level 3 paper was extremely difficult. So those of you wanting to practice more on laws and a few 3-day playing conditions thrown into that question paper, then I will send it to you. So just WhatsApp me and I will send it to you as requested. Abdullah, anything that has jumped out at you from the playing conditions? Anything different, funny, new, exciting that you want to give a heads up to the umpires going to tournaments this year?
No, Tom, just under USA with the adoption of the provincial playing conditions, almost exactly the same as the provincial. So whoever's going to USA, just need to, especially those in-house overrate penalty, as well as the points, the deduction, and the practical session is going to be very important next week, especially with the man-cat and the timeout.
Yeah.
So that's important. I can remember I read we earlier spoke about spin directives. I also didn't pick up a spin directive, but what I did saw was a minimum number of overs for spin. And there was a table that I saw. So umpires just need to take heed of a table in certain amount of overs. Let's say it's a 50 over game. You need to bowl a minimum. I can't remember the exact number, but there's a table. One or two.
Right. Yeah, I'm also looking at the same table now. That's why my hand is raised for the spinning directives.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what I was asking about. So thanks for that heads up, Dula. Do you want to read it to us, Gaino?
Yeah, I'll do that.
And I imagine this is the same for all age group tournaments.
Yeah, it speaks here, like it speaks in this document about under 16 and under 19, under 13, 15 and 17 for fast bowling directives is cancelled out.
Okay.
Then it says, note, in case where a team fielding for a second time on the day and a bowler has bowled his or her quota for the day in the first innings, he or she is allowed to bowl in the second innings provided he and she does not exceed the number of overs as depicted in the maximum overs per spell. That is for the fast bowling. Now for the spin bowling match directives, there shall be a minimum.
Gaino just took a. Yeah, those were time cricket. Those were time cricket playing conditions that they just copied that.
I think they just included it in here. Then it goes to the spin bowling match directives. There shall be a minimum number of spin bowling in each innings of the match as depicted in the table below. So the table consists of 2 columns. The first one is total number of overs in the innings. So I'm reckoning this is in reduced matches as it gets reduced.
Yeah.
And in the second column is the number of spin bowling overs to be bowled. So from 50 to 45, it's 10, 44 to 40, it's 8 and 7, and it goes all the way down. But now at the bottom of this table, it says applicable to T20 cricket. So it reduces it all the way down to 5 overs from 50.
Yes.
So
yes.
I'm guessing the highlighted part in yellow is for T20. And from
That's correct. Yeah.
Yeah, as for T20, and then from overs 20 to 24, upwards towards 50 and 45 is for 50 over matches. So in event of a bowler breaking down or being unable to complete an over, the remaining balls will be allowed by another bowler. Such part of an over will count as a full over only in as far as each bowler's limit is concerned. So maybe you can just explain like what the 10 overs, is it per bowler? Is it for the innings? Yeah, I don't know.
I'm trying to display it on my screen. Am I sharing it? Okay.
Yeah.
So it's pretty straightforward, guys. If it's a 20 over game, there needs to be 4 overs of spin in the match, in the innings. If it's a 50 over match reduced to 39 overs, then there needs to be a minimum of 7 overs of spin. It can be bowled by any number of bowlers. Okay, just in total, there needs to be a minimum of 7 overs of spin. So a good idea is when a spin bowler starts bowling, then you write his or her name and you put next to his or her name S for spin, so that you are easily able to add all the overs of spin that have been bowled in that innings. And what I used to do is I used to inform the fielding captain at the second drinks in a 50 over match how many overs of spin have been bowled. It sounds like there's only 1 drinks break. I guess you can also inform them at the 1 drinks break and maybe again at 40 overs. Yeah, I think they should be asking you, but there's no harm in being proactive and updating the captain on how many overs of spin. If they've already bowled their 10 overs of spin by the 40th over of a 50 over innings, then you obviously don't need to tell the captain that they have bowled 10 overs of spin, unless, of course, he or she asks, have we bowled our minimum number of overs of spin for the innings? I hope that helps.
Tom?
Yes.
There's nothing in this bowling directives that states what the consequences will be if a team does not bowl the set minimum of overs. Is that perhaps also something that we need to clarify at our pre-tournament meeting?
Yeah, probably a good question to ask. Yeah, over the years, I think we were just told you need to force the captain, and that's why we would be proactive in informing the captain that, look, you are now 40 overs into the innings and you've only bowled 5 overs of spin, so make a plan. Yeah, I'm not sure if there were any punishments. I don't remember any, but I think it is because we as on-field umpires were required to almost enforce that this happens. Now, it can also be a bit tricky if a side gets bowled out in a 50 over match, if it's a green top and the fast bowlers are getting all the wickets, and after 30 overs you have 10 wickets have fallen and they haven't bowled 10 overs of spin, I don't think that's a problem. In fact, I know it wasn't a problem because it's only if you entirely bowl 50 overs that you need to have bowled 10 overs of spin. You'll see there that the number of overs of spin required in a 30 over innings is 6. But if the side is bowled out in 30 overs, I think it's unfair or unreasonable to demand that 6 overs of spin have to have been bowled at that point in the match. Yeah, so maybe worth a discussion around that. Wimpy, seeing that there are no punishments documented anywhere for not meeting these directives, spin bowling directives. Okay.
100%. Then also, sorry, just a follow-up question is, let's say a spin bowler, and let's say there's only one spin bowler in the team. He has started his 5th over, but on ball 1 he breaks down, cannot bowl further. Should someone else, or that person who needs to complete the his over that was started, does that person also need to bowl spin? Or if he does bowl seam or fast, would that still constitute as a spin over, or do you only see the spin overs as 4.1 then?
Another good question to ask around this conversation. I can't say, and it will probably differ from tournament umpires manager from one to the next. Just important to get consistency in your tournament over how to apply these directives in a situation like you've just described.
Sure.
Sorry,
Thanks.
Tom.
Thanks, Tom.
Sorry, Tom, can I add something?
Go for it.
Yeah, I'm reading here that in event of a bowler breaking down and being unable to complete an over, like say a spinner, the remaining balls will be allowed by another bowler. But such part of an over will count as a full over, only in as far as each bowler's limit is concerned. So that would be if a fast bowler is going to, has already bowled his prescribed overs, and we're going to go against the fast bowling directives by allowing him to bowl, then this would be, we are actually counting it as a full fast bowler's over then. So that would be counting as a full over towards the fast bowling directive. So we just need to, yeah, check that one out, because that's what is read at the bottom, right at the bottom of, yeah, the document.
Yeah, good, well spotted. Yeah, I'm just not sure if it would be constituted as a full over of spin if 4.1 overs of spin were bowled by a spinner, and then when the spinner breaks down in his 5th over, they're replaced by a seamer. Yeah, I don't think that would constitute 5 overs of spin. That's just my opinion. A good question to ask in your pre-tournament meeting. Cool, guys. Any further questions on playing conditions? Mawande, please read the girls under 16 playing conditions. I will try and contact Carmilla to ask if there are any playing conditions for girls under 15, but if they aren't, I'm quite sure they will use girls under 16. So use girls under 16 2023 playing conditions to prepare for your tournament until further notice. Okay.
Okay, sorry, Tom. You asked a question about extra time in T20s, and Renche did post it in the group. We just got to be mindful that 30 minutes extra time for the T20, it's inclusive of the 10 minutes that they have to change the change of innings, basically, or the start of the super over. It's 20 plus the 10 minutes. Just a note.
Is that written in the playing conditions?
Yes, it's written in the super over document that you sent, that you have to refer to point number 4 that speaks about the 10 minutes from the time that the match is concluded. There's 10 minutes that you need basically to start the super over.
Yes.
So the extra time that's available, that 10 minutes is included in that 30 minutes extra time.
Yeah, that's interesting because there's no ways that you can get 3 super overs in 30 minutes.
Yep. Well, that's what it states
Uh,
on that document. I don't know if I'm reading it
uh,
wrong. But that's how yeah.
Yeah, Tom, I agree. So in theory, that is what they want us to do, but we all know in practice,
Yeah.
yeah, it never happens. I was going definitely, if there's going to be 3 super overs, I could put my head on a block. It's going to probably take 50, maybe an hour.
Yeah,
It just
yeah.
takes lots of time for the super over to take place.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it would be history if there are 3 super overs in any match. So go for it, guys. Make some history, or herstory, as some ladies like to call it. Any more questions, comments, thoughts, concerns on playing conditions before we close off this evening? In terms of logistics, you all should, I think, be on a WhatsApp group with your tournament umpire manager. I know Brad has already been getting some weird and wonderful questions. Tell me, Vilma, has that other session with Charles Klacher happened yet?
That's set for next week, Monday, Tom.
Set for next week, Monday. Okay.
Yeah. So I know Wimpy isn't here.
Okay.
Gaino also may not make it. I have asked Carmela again to ask whether we can record the session.
Yes.
I haven't gotten any feedback
Okay.
regarding that, but I'll ask the question on Monday as well. An alternative to that, then I will ask him to do an online session with him.
Right. Thank you. Just a heads up. I think those safeguarding sessions have happened in 1 or 2 unions already, and it's all about player safety, especially for underage players, meaning non-adults, so anyone younger than 18 years old. You might be requested to have a police clearance done, so just be ready for that. And yeah, that I think is the most sort of important thing that came out of those sessions from other unions. But I don't want to preempt anything. I don't have official word. It's just some comments that I heard from other regions. Yeah, so it is going to be busy leading up to your tournament, guys. I know it's not possible for all of you to make all of the sessions, but we are making all of these sessions available to you to have you best prepared as possible for your tournament. A few years ago, 3-4 years ago, I think it was pre-COVID, 2019, one of our tournament umpires resigned from umpiring soon after his tournament, and one of the reasons he gave was that Western Province didn't give us enough training for our tournament. So Abdullah and I, since that day, said we will never ever hear that said of Western Province training again for tournaments. So it might feel like overkill, but I don't think it is. This is a playing conditions session. We've dealt with that. Next, we're going to have an outdoor practical to deal with on-field techniques. And last but not least, just some do's and don'ts from tournament umpires, managers from the past. And in fact, Murray is going to be the tournament umpires manager for USA Week. So I think very relevant and important information will be distributed or given by Murray and Cliffy before the round table in 2 Tuesdays' time. So thank you very much for your time and participation. Wimpy, I know you want us to stay on, so we will stay on for you. For the rest of you, have a good evening further.
Tom?
Yes, Wilma.
Sorry, Jason actually had his hand up for quite a while.
Sorry, I'm because I'm sharing my
Yeah, I
screen.
know.
I'm not seeing any hands. So, Jason, go ahead.
Yeah, you just mentioned about the WhatsApp groups. I haven't been added to any tournament WhatsApp group. I don't know if that's only me. And
Okay.
that goes only.
Do you know who your manager is? Oh, I think it's Dennis Smith. Yeah, he's not going to start the WhatsApp group. I don't think there is one for your tournament yet. Have you received any travel information or any logistics whatsoever?
No, I just know our tournament starts on the 12th of December in Peter Marisburg, but I haven't been told any flight details or anything like that.
So, Tom,
Yes, Wilma.
sorry, remember CSA Lawrence sent an email us or informing us that the girls under 16 and boys under 16 would need to travel with the Western Province team.
Okay.
So their names have been given through to Carmela.
Right.
So in terms of traveling, I've given them all your email addresses as well. So just a heads up for that. You'll be traveling with a team.
Okay, let's not panic yet, Jason. I'm sure in the next week or so you will get communication. If by next week, Tuesday, when we meet for our outdoor practical session, you still don't have any travel details or any communication from Carmela, then we can take it further from there. Okay.
Cool. Thank you, Tom.
Cool. Thanks, guys. Any other questions, queries, comments, compliments, concerns?
Tom, just a comment from my side.
Yes.
My door's always open. If there are any playing conditions related questions, feel free to phone me, WhatsApp me, email me at any time while you prepare for your tournament, and I will gladly assist.
And during the tournaments as well, Abdullah, I know you normally check in with the guys.
Yes, I do. I do check up on each and every one. I think that support is very important, and not just from us. It is so important that as an association that we do support, encourage each other. So do SMS your WhatsApp your colleagues, ask how day one has been. Show them your support. It is vital. I can remember when I came through the tournament ranks, we were left on our own.
Yeah.
Correct. So it is very nice if you do have that type of support. I mean, Tom and I still do it after how many years now, Tom? We still catch up on each other's games every single day of our games. We still catch up asking how should they been. I mean, just showing, that support is for me vital. Over, Tom.
Yeah. Thanks, Dula. It makes a world of difference when your immediate colleagues are supporting you. Everybody thinks umpiring is an individual sport. It's not, it's a team sport. And you will only grow and go further in your umpiring if you support others and others support you. Ivan, I see you've joined us. Hope you had a good game. Are you ready and excited for boys under 16 in George?
Hello, Tom. Hello, everybody. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear. Go ahead.
Yeah, sorry I'm late. There was sprinklers went on the field, so we had to wait till the sprinklers went off. And there was a dispute with the scoring, so we had to wait for that as well. So it was kind of later than I was expected. So that is why I came on a bit late today. But yeah, I've read through the playing conditions and everything. I posted my question to Abdullah just in case I didn't make it. for the Q&A session of this playing conditions. So I hope it's recorded so I can just go back and listen to it from the start. Will it be available?
Yeah, it is being recorded. Abdullah and I will sort it out, and by tomorrow lunchtime, it will be on YouTube for you to go and watch.
Thank you, Tom.
Okay. Abdullah, have we answered Ivan's question during today's session?
Yeah, his question was about any penalties for slow override, because there are many of the playing conditions that refers you to the code of conduct, and yes, we alluded to it, but there's nothing in the code of conduct. So that was his question.
Okay, perfect. All covered then, Ivan. You can enjoy the recording tomorrow. Thanks very much for your participation and interaction, ladies and gents. Have a good evening further, and I will see you all next week, Tuesday. Vimpy, you want to stay on? Thanks, everybody.
Yes. Thanks, Tom.
Thank you, and good night. Abdullah, you can stop the recording.
Good night, everyone. Bye.
Thanks, Tom and Abdullah, and night, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Thank you all.
Bye-bye.
Have a good evening to everyone. Cheers. Bye.